So this is the new Moto E. This comes with a 4.5-inch QHD IPS display with Qualcomm Snapdragon 200 1.2 quad-core processor with 8 GB ROM and 1 GB RAM. This is a dual SIM device with support for memory card up to 32 GB. What makes this special from the earlier Moto E is it has a from the earlier 4.3-inch display, this has a 4.5-inch display, which is much bigger. And this also increases the ROM size from 4 GB ROM to 8 GB ROM, which gives users more space for their applications and games. Of course, there's the option to move the applications to the memory card, but that depends on the developers on what application they're developing. Now, this also has this comes preloaded with Android Lollipop 5.0.2, which is the current latest OS as on date. I don't know. There are I'm not even aware of any other segment, but there are very few devices that come preloaded with Lollipop as of now. That's one. This has a 5 megapixel rear camera with autofocus. Right, so if you see here, there's an autofocus that has been added to the camera. This is also an upgrade to the earlier Moto E as well, whereas the initial Moto E did not have the autofocus. So this was a major requirement by our consumers, and Moto listened to it and made sure that we got the autofocus integrated in the new version. With that, we also have a couple of new features like the quick camera. So if you have the phone in your pocket and you want to quickly capture a moment, right? But by the time you unlock your device, that moment is gone. So how do you do that? So basically do it twice. So that, and here you have the camera. So this basically reduces your time by the time you switch on your phone and get the other camera. You can also do this to basically get a front-facing camera to capture a selfie and move back. Right, so this camera also has a front VGA camera. This was also, I'd say, a major request from our consumers that they wanted a front-facing camera for selfies and primarily to do video chat. So Moto E 2nd Gen has all that as well. In terms of the processor, this has been pumped up from a 1.2 dual core in the initial Moto E to a 1.2 quad core device. This is to make sure that all the all the gaming requirements and the application requirements are met with ease and gives the user a fluid experience when they use the phone as such. Plus, this has the pure Android Lollipop experience. As you can see, there are actually absolutely no bloatware on the device. If you look at a lot of handsets come in the market nowadays, have lots of I'd say pre-installed applications which the user does not really want to use, right? So this is just pure Android experience. I think it gives a huge benefit as the user can decide which applications they want, which applications they don't want. Because we think that bring up a lot of bloatware. Primarily, one, it consumes memory space. Two, it makes it difficult for the user to delete those applications. They kind of don't like the preloaded stuff. That's why it's all pure Android experience. Couple of new features here again that I would like to mention is the Moto right. So this is the Moto Quick Capture. There are a couple of other things like Moto Downtime. So if this will read your calendar events, and you can decide. So if you're in a calendar meeting or something, you can select which contacts, which high priority contacts you want to set up, and you'll already get contacts and emails only from them and phone calls. The rest you could probably send them an SMS that you're busy in a meeting. So all this will be done automatically. You just have to set it once and set up high priority contacts, right? And plus there's another AOD feature. So whenever you get a notification, you don't have to really unlock the whole phone as such. You'll just have to push it on the screen and you'll get the notification, and you'll get to see where those notifications are actually coming from. Why you don't see anything on device right now is because you haven't set up any email accounts or stuff like that. So that's particularly a useful feature because say I use WhatsApp a lot, for example, and there are thousands of groups, personal groups, office groups, college groups, everything is there. So every time what users are usually doing is for any message that comes, they have to unlock the phone and see, okay, oh, this message from this group. This basically, I think, wastes everybody's time, because when you're in an office, you really don't want to look at personal stuff that much. So you can just, when you get a notification, you can just put your finger over here, and you'll be able to see where that notification has come from. Then it's up to you whether you want to unlock the phone and reply and read that message, or you can just choose to ignore. So in the long run, this also helps. I'd say improve battery life for the end user, because he's not always switching on the whole phone and just looking at users' notifications that come onto the phone as such. Another major upgrade, I'd say, from the first gen Moto E is the battery. The first gen Moto E had 1980 milliampere hour, whereas this one has 2390, which is I'd say approximately 20% more. So it's definitely an all-day battery. Considering how much we are hooked on to our smartphones nowadays for everything, for all Google searches, maps, emails, Facebook, everything. This will definitely keep you going for a complete day itself. The next I would come to point out is regarding the build quality of the device as such. This is a very stable device. I don't know if you can feel the whole complete hardware. It's a very stable, sturdy hardware, and these are the bands that are included. The white phone will have the white band, the black will have the black, but there are other color options that are available, which are sold separately. So let me show you how a black band would look. So this is another color band. So this is how the bands will look, and these would come in sets of 3 different colors. I think there are a total of 6 different colors, besides the white and black that are available in the market. Sorry? Connectivity. This device supports 3G connectivity, whereas there's an LTE variant which is coming very soon as well. So this is priced at 6,999, at similar price which the current the Moto E was launched at. But again, I think users get the benefit of increased battery, having a front camera, the latest OS. Double the ROM space that was there, plus a much finer build quality. And to add to that, the screen size is also increased from 4.3 inch to 4.5 inch. So another thing, there's a grip shell as well, which is also going to be sold separately. So you can see there's a yellow grip shell here. So this is kind of like, this is a protective case for your phone, and kind of gives you a much better feel to the whole device as such. Plus there are, I think, 5 color options in the grip shells as well. So it gives a very soft touch to the whole device, and then there are textures here which give it a very strong grip. All in all, I would say that it's definitely a phone for the masses, and Motorola has not compromised in terms of the specifications, or I would say in terms of the build quality or the user experience. So all that is unmatched and at par as mid-level phones in the market with an entry-level price segment. So this is the black variant. It's exactly similar in terms of everything else, but it's just the color options. A lot of people prefer black, although I prefer the white color myself. This is exactly the same. If you want to give you a little more perspective, so this is a dual SIM device that's launched. Dual standby, and there's a slot for memory card, which supports up to 32 gigabyte. There's also a particularly very useful feature which has been in the original Moto E as well, which is called the Motorola Alert. The Moto Alert basically will, I'll show you, I'll let the application speak for itself. So whenever it's basically give you timely updates to particular phone numbers, and so So my wife uses this a lot. So whenever she reaches office, I will automatically get an SMS, and whenever she leaves, I will get an SMS. That's one. Plus there are other features you can set it according. Say send me SMS every 15 minutes, every 20 minutes. It depends on how you want to customize it. So the other day, my wife was out for lunch from the office, so I came to know without her knowing, and I asked her, where were you out? The thing is that this is a very good feature in terms of yeah, security for anybody for that matter, and plus there are a lot of other features, like I said, the follow me feature, where if you're going out to some unknown location and you want to let your parents know, all right, don't worry, I'll keep sending you SMS updates, and then they keep calling you, you didn't tell us where you are. This application takes care of all that. It sends you timely updates to wherever you are. How it works is basically uses the GPS location and use your the SMS functionality of your phone to send out exact coordinates of where you are. So let's get started, and you can set up an emergency alert as well. So if you press a couple of key combinations, according to the one setup, it is basically ring an alarm on the device and automatically call to an emergency number that you set up. So as you can see, there's meet me, follow me alerts that are there. I think this is a particularly useful feature. That's a much-needed feature, I'd say, in all phones. So that's the Moto alert for you. As you can see, the Android OS Lollipop has lots of vibrant colors and fluid design. So as you can see, all the colors that come on. So it's basically it's the whole OS. Android is a major overall with the new OS, and it makes it look really pretty. So something around, I'd say, 5 GB is the total space that the user gets for their preload applications. This is again double the space that was there in the original Moto E.